Hello, Sopranos! How are we doing? Lots of you here already. I know you just want to win the early to rehearsal prize. You're winning. Of course you're winning. How are we doing? Hi, Jane, Caroline, Mark, Anna, Val, Jenny, Annalisa, Joe, Carol, Judith, Anne, Lorraine, Caroline. I'm going to miss someone. Shirley. I think that's it for now. Well, the sun is shining so brightly in Manchester. We're not used to it here. It takes us by surprise every time. Everyone goes a bit mad. What is that sun? I went for a delightful run this morning. Crocus is out. Spring has sprung. Yes, I did run. It was lovely. I went straight after breakfast to get myself pumped for the day. Hi everyone. Hi Nancy. Carol. That's what we like to see. People missing work for choir. Love that. Oh, I didn't fill my water up. What was I thinking? Just before Cum Sancto Spiritu. Never mind. We've done some really good work this week with the tenors and the basses. I think they're feeling a lot better about movement 7. Today we will just look at movement 7. We won't look at anything else. So we really do focus in on it. Break it down. Take it a bit more slowly. Break it into the sections. And hopefully feel a little bit better about it by the end of today. And then next week we'll come back and we'll recap that in a tutti. Nancy, it's not it's not so early for me. Mark, am I aware that I can slow down the speed of the video? Is that the YouTube video, Mark? Because I'm using the tracks on my iPad for easy scrolling. Hi, Rosina. Oh, Mark, I'm using the audio on my iPad. I'm not using YouTube. So I could start using YouTube, yeah. Yeah, a good point that anyone who listens to the YouTube videos can slow them down. So in the settings on a YouTube video, there's a little cog in the bottom right-hand corner normally. And you can choose to slow down the video, or you can make it faster. I know you all want to sing it faster. No, you can choose to make it about half, or maybe not half speed, but slower. So that's a really useful tool on YouTube. And you can also change the quality. So it might be that your YouTube is automatically playing, although actually most of these aren't videos, but for the conducting videos on YouTube, when they appear, you might find that you're accidentally watching them in really low quality at your end. And you can change this video quality settings with the same little cog on your YouTube video. If you want to see the conductor more clearly, you might find your computer has chosen to make the video more pixelated and so on. So you can counteract that. Well, we'll just wait a few more minutes for everyone to pile in. I'm looking forward to some hard work today. I hope you are too. We'll do a short warm-up, so remember just to be making some funny noises at your end just to get yourself ready. We'll just do a short one here. Rosina, can we record Cum Sancto in 2 parts? So what we need is, we definitely need it in 1 part in terms of what you send to us. We need to have just 1 long track of the whole thing. But if you can, at your end, you can stitch yourself together to make 1 track. But what we need is the clap, and then in the right place, and then the full length singing. So if you've got software, or you know someone who could do it, you could stitch together, if you do it in 2 halves, you could just put them together yourself and then send in the full length track with the clap at the beginning. But I think from the self-isolation choir end of things, we do need just 1 track with the clap, otherwise it gets a little bit complex, a little bit confusing if everyone started singing in 2 parts. Carol. Oh my gosh, Anna. What a cultured day you're having. I wish I could say the same. Well, we're nearly ready to go. Lots of people here today, which is nice. If you want to get ready and turn to movement 7, make sure you've got the page ready. And very shortly we shall begin. I feel like in this part of the session we need some kind of lift music in the background. Hi Evelyn. Hi Rosalind. Well, Anna, I know, we've all become dependent on them, haven't we, in these times? Hi, Carol. Hi, Christine. Hey Anna, don't put people off. That's a good idea, Mark, actually. I'll do that next time, but it is now 3 o'clock, so I should probably start. Well, it's lovely to be here with you today, Sopranos. I hope you're all doing okay. Certainly, well, in Manchester at least, it's beautiful sunny skies and it's put me in such a wonderful mood. I know that we can work hard when I'm in this wonderful mood, because I'm just going to take you with me, whether you like it or not. So, if you want to stand up, then please do. I'm going to stay seated, but I've found my flat feet on the floor, feeling supported through the floor, letting the floor actually be my friend and not be unuseful for this singing posture. I've got a right angle between my thighs and my shins, nice bend in the leg, that again is making me feel quite strong. Good kind of statue posture down there for my body to just sit on and feel loose on top of. Just kind of roll your shoulders out, a bit shaky, fingers loose, hang them by your sides. Ah, great. And then just grow that little bit taller through your back, not through your chin. Feeling tall through the back of your head, through the crown of your head. There we go. Lovely. Breathing in for 4 and out to a shh for 8. So breathing in, 2, 3, 4, and shh, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Wonderful. Remember that breath is going to be low and slow at the moment. Low and slow. Okay, same thing now. Okay, breathing in, 2, 3, 4, and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Great, and now to the hardest one of all, but we're going to try and keep that as controlled as possible with a nice low breath, okay? So breathing in, 2, 3, 4, and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Lovely. Let's move on to something pitched. So here's a B flat major chord, my favourite starting chord. And from here, we're going to go. Wow. It's gentle, mezzo piano. We're not trying to do anything in a warm-up. We're just trying to let the voice come to terms with the fact that it's there today and be calm, okay? So don't push this. Here we go. 1, 2. So I'm not really trying to make a particularly beautiful sound at all. It's just free and easy and excited. So this is going to start from C major now. From here, and we're going to go. Free, easy, enjoyable. Here we go. 1, 2. Fantastic. I'm sorry, I'm not going to take my alto voice up there for you because it will break your computer speakers. So let's get going. We're going to get stuck in today. I know it's a short warm-up on these sectionals, but I just want to spend lots of time getting to grips with the music. And as we know, we've got a bit of a challenge ahead of us. So the beginning of Cum Sancto Spiritu, we did have a look at in a little bit more detail on Tuesday, but let's just recap that. So this is your first entry on your A. And remember that this is trumpet-like, fanfare-like. You know all of the words I'm going to say. The hats on the notes, really, really important. Text right at the front, energised consonants. Let's give this a go. Cum Sancto Spiritu. 1, 2, 3, 4. Cum Sancto Spiritu in gloria Dei Patris. Cum Sancto Spiritu in gloria Dei 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4, and off. Okie dokie. Now then, the bottom. Your first entry again. Your first entry. Cum Sancto Spiritu. The note I want you to just take care of is the C after your first load of A's. Cum Sancto Spiritu. In. It's not a very soprano note, that middle C. Can you make sure that you're really centred into it? In. And remember that we're going to go for a kind of like double E-N sort of vowel. In. I'm making it a little bit nasal so that it doesn't sound breathy and like a note that is outside of your normal register. Okay, so we're just trying to get a bit more direction into that note. Let's go straight on your first entry. 1, 2, 3, 4. Cum Sancto Spiritu in gloria Dei Patris. Cum Sancto Spiritu in gloria Dei Patris. Good, and I'm I'm going to stop there and do the amens in a minute. So just a reminder, we're on the Cum Sancto Spiritu movement, which is movement 7, okay? I can't give you an exact page number, but in my edition it's page 75, okay? It's movement 7. Right, sopranos, this is the Amen that we just arrived at. So we've finished all our Cum Sancto Spiritus, they've been full of energy, and then we get to the Amens. Let's just have firstly the soprano 2s. Amen, from your B natural, 1, 2, 3, 4. Amen, 2, 3, 4. Amen, off. Okay, so what we're aiming for with these amens is for them to come off exactly as written, so 1.5 beats and off. Let's go from that B natural again, sop 2s. 2, 3, 4. Amen, off, and amen, off. Lovely. Now then, top sopranos. Amen. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Amen. Off. Amen. Off. Both parts together is a 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Off. 1, 2, 3, 4. Off. Good, 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 good. Should we put that all together? So let's go from your first entry, please. Cum Sancto Spiritu, the beginning of the Cum Sancto Spiritu. Here we go. Forte, fanfare, ba, 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 ba. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Cum Sancto Spiritu, in gloria Dei Patris. Cum Sancto Spiritu, in gloria Dei Patris. Amen. Off. Amen. Off. Nice. Well, as you know, I'm avoiding the elephant in the room, which is the next entry. So, figure 26. Shall we move on now and get on with learning this slightly tougher music? So, figure 26 is the beginning of my first section that I've broken the Allegro down into. And of course, the first thing you do, sopranos, is state the main theme of the Cum Sancto Spiritu. And that's the main theme. So let's now sing slowly from figure 26. I'm going to go into 4 crotchets in a bar. So I'm going to slow the speed right down. I'm going to be in 4 instead of in 2. And I'd like you to forget the words, no words at all, just ta, 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 ta. So it's got a bit of percussion, bit of rhythm, ta, 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 ta. This is figure 26. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Ta, 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 ta. Ta 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 2, 3 ta 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 ta. And we stop there. Now that is the first section, okay? It's quite a long section for you because you start singing immediately at the beginning of this section. The tenors and basses get a lot of time off in this section, okay? So let's go back to the beginning of this section, figure 26 again. That was to a nice ta-ta-ta without the words, which makes it feel a lot easier. But let's now slow it down even more and do it to a la. And the reason I'm now doing it to a la is because we're going to make it sound like the most romantic legato melody you've ever sung in your life, okay? It's going to be completely kind of the wrong spirit. We're going to lose the kind of dance bouncing element, and we're going to join it all up so we really hear the melody line, okay? So over the top, romantic. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. La, 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 la. Great. And that is where we shall stop. Do you know what's really annoying me? See this bit of hair? It's so annoying, isn't it? It's like my elephant tail. Talking about elephants. I'm going to have to leave it because it just keeps flopping in front of the headphone. Sorry, everyone. It's annoying me. Now, how's that feeling? Hopefully that's feeling like a lovely long melody. But we now want to break this down. So if we go back to figure 26, we're going to put the words in. And I now want to find more of a sense of the phrasing. And if we link to the phrasing, kind of the note learning, if we make this a collaborative effort, then hopefully the note learning gets easier. So at the beginning of figure 26, for me, we're heading to spiritu. Cum sancto spiritu in gloria Dei Patris. Ah, and then the Amen is just going to sing and float over the top of everything. Amen, amen, amen. So I'm trying to find a real kind of ebb and flow in the line so that it doesn't just feel like an endlessly long string of notes in front of me, which can be quite overwhelming, okay? So let's go from 26, we'll put the words in, and I want you to really focus on the phrasing and where you're heading, okay? So kind of almost forget notes so much, forget pitching so much. Just really think about where you're going and how that's going to work, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4. Cum sancto spiritu in gloria Dei Patris. Amen. 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 2, 3. Figure 27A, okay, where we've just stopped, because that's going to be our next section. Now, before figure 27A, can you count backwards? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 bars. Talking of phrasing and making the musicality come in immediately, kind of whilst we're learning the notes. This amen, I would like it to be quite aggressive almost. Amen, amen. So it's really kind kind of chasing something as it ascends, and then it kind of settles down a little bit as it trickles down again, and then it goes again. So can you really chase the quavers without getting faster? Can you have a sense that they're going okay? So this is before figure 27A. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 bars. And this is your F. From there. 1, 2. So we're really kind of at the end. Amen. Chase, chase, chase. Yeah? Great. Well, I'm hoping that that feels a little bit happier now. We're going to go back to figure 26 and we're going to try it a bit faster, and then we're going to have one sing through with Sarah, which will be full speed, and we'll just see where we're at, okay? So one more go from figure 26 with me, slightly faster. Now feeling it in 2, because that gives us this sense of bounce. Cum sancto spiritu in gloria Dei Patris. Boof, boof, bounce. Okay, here we go. Figure 26. 1, 2. Cum sancto spiritu in gloria Dei Patris. Amen. 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 Oh, sorry. Great. So, those final quavers, are they sounding like kind of like someone's rattled your cage? Amen. Okay, should we sing this with Sarah? So if you go back to figure 26, and I will get us in just before then, okay?
Sancto Spiritu in gloria Dei Patris. Amen. 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 Amen.
Good. Well, look, if you're keeping up with that, then fantastic. Well done, you. If that was a little bit of a struggle still at that speed, then do not worry at all. You can, of course, come back to this video and keep playing through these moments where I'm playing it with the piano and singing much more slowly. You can have a few more goes at that and then go to sing with Sarah, okay? So hopefully this video becomes quite a useful resource that you can refer back to. Shall we carry on for now, though? So this is now figure 27A, and it's our next section. And the good news is that some of the notes, I've tucked my hair in now for you all, so it won't distract. I think it's just me that it's distracting, isn't it? Anyway, figure 27, the notes become a little bit broader. So we get things like dotted minims, which feel like the dream after all of those quavers. And the character is that it's going to just smooth out a little bit more. So we've got more slurs. And we can just kind of smooth it all out a little bit. So let's try this slowly with me first, the upbeat to the bar after 27A. 1, 2, 3. that's the end of that next section. So actually, compared to the first section, that's much more manageable, isn't it? There's so many repeating patterns in that section that we can get kind of locked into and feel like we're just on a kind of building pattern journey, okay? So let's just have a look at some of that again. If you go back to figure 27A, I'm just going to stop and start as we go through this time. So stick with me. This is figure 27A. And of course we begin with a nice repeating pattern. So let's lock into that and feel happy for a few bars. 1, 2, 3. Amen. Great, pattern 1. Then we try it a little bit higher. Amen. But this time it carries on. Amen. Going to stop there because we're just about to come on to some new little quavers there. Now, do you see the breathing here is quite a challenge because the quavers go right up to the end of the bar because we have men, amen, and there's not really quite enough time to breathe. You can probably just about snatch a really quick breath, but you might find that you need to just take a sneaky breath somewhere that's quite random, so it's kind of like stagger breathing in a full choir, just so that you can keep the sound going. You might be able to just sneak in a breath, but when it's going really fast, it's probably going to be a bit fast to sneak a breath. So don't worry about taking a little breath somewhere in this incredibly long string of notes. I hope that makes sense. Now let's just recap that little section again, and then I'll carry on when we get there. So this is figure 27A, again, figure 27A. Smooth legato. 1, 2, 3. Then pattern dropping us back down into figure 28, don't we? I just want to look at the last 2 bars before figure 28, get those spot on, and then actually we have a lovely pattern before that leads us into it. So 2 bars before figure 28, we've got amen, and I'm just going to break that down into the final 2 beats before figure 28, where we have amen, amen, ba-da-da-da-da. Amen, amen, amen. Now 2 beats before that. Amen, 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 amen. Good, and I'm just going to keep kind of gradually getting more galloping, as Susanna says, before figure 28 with that sort of way of practicing. And of course you can apply that sort of practice technique to other parts of this. Now let's go even a bar before that. So that's from the A. We have and then amen, 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 and and one other thing I sometimes add into that is I go ba-da-da-da-da, ba-da-do-do-do-do-do-do, and I just do really random syllables that just make me get into the groove. Da-da-do-do-do, do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do, ya-da-do-do-do, ah, ba-da-ba-da-ba, ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-bum. And then when it gets there, it's just easy. Amen. And we're there. It's simple, right? Okay, so let's sing this section now with Sarah. So I'm looking at figure 27A, if you can go back to find that. And we'll be running into it from a bit before there, okay? I'll try and catch us up. So we should hear the amen, the chasing quavers. Here they come.
Amen, 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 amen.
Here we go.
Amen,
How was your final 2 bars? I hope they were good, okay? I really hope they were good. Pretty fast. I know that's pretty fast, and I know that some of that won't have happened immediately, but that's okay, okay? We've got this video now, we've got this tool to come back to practice these sections. And you can hear Sarah takes a little sneaky breath at one point, because it's just impossible to do all of those amens in one breath. And actually, once we're en masse, we won't hear these sneaky breaths, okay? It's just what we have to do, and a little bit of stagger breathing. So we've arrived at figure 28, which is our next section. And we're going to, in this section, the first 2 things you sing are kind of little fragments, aren't they? Just little tiny, hello, we're still here, we're the Sopranos. Don't forget about us. So let's just look at your first 2 entries at figure 28, and then we'll go on where you start to sing for a little bit more, okay? So this is the D. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Amen. And we'll just try that again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Amen. So we can see this as 3 little groups. You-do-do, da-do-do, da-da-dum. Ya-do-do, da-da-dum, ba-da-bum. Amen. Amen. And again, we just build that up until it's easy. Amen. 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 One more. 1, 2, 1. Amen. Now it's quite low for a soprano range, and if you're finding that it's a little bit difficult to pitch down there, to pitch your first note entry, notice that the alto will sing you a D just before you need to sing. So you can follow the alto line. Gloria Dei Pa Yada Bum Ba-da-dum Ba-da-dum Ba-da-bum. So if you almost hum, but don't do that in the concert, the alto line, Dei, Dei Pa. There you are. Amen. Amen. And we'll just smooth it all out. Then the next entry, we finished on your F, so you're going to pick that same F up. Amen. 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 Let's put those 2 things together now. 1, 2, 1. Amen. 2, 1. Amen. And again. 1, 2, 1. Amen. 1, 2. Amen. Good. Another one of those, please. 1, 2, 1. Amen. 1, 2. Amen. Wonderful. Well, I hope that that's feeling like it means something now, even though it looks like 2 little fragments. Now we've kind of made sense of them as 2 phrases that work together. Let's move on to your next entry. And we know this sort of pattern. We've sung this already. So let's go back into 4. 1, 2, 3. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. 3, 4. Amen. Amen. 2, 3. Amen. 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 And that's the end of this section. Now this section is the longest by far. Maybe I should have broken it into 2 sections, but anyway, alas, it is what it is. Now, there are a couple of things I want to focus on in this section. The good news is that as you hear, lots of the music comes back again, lots of the music. Notice that the main theme, when that comes back, then has an E flat. Cum sancto spiritu in gloria Dei Patris. Amen. The Amen is now an E flat, which is really important. But if you could look at the end of this section where we just sang to, the end of this section, we end on a G, and 2 bars before that we have our smorzando, we have the top F, smorzando, as we saw it in the Kyrie, meaning dying away, okay? So, the first thing is, sing your top F out, let it bloom, and then start to die away. But at first, let the top F really sing, okay? Don't die away immediately, otherwise that top F is going to be really quite tricky, okay? Amen. Okay? So that's the end of this section, which is really, really important that we get that musical detail in and we really phrase away, because the piano that follows is going to be truly magical. And before that, let's just take a look. If you could find figure 29 for me, figure 29, and count backwards from figure 29. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 bars. 15 bars. This is some new material. 15 bars before. And we're just going to give this a go from the top F. Sorry, men, B natural, turn the page. From the top F is 1, 2, 3, 4. Amen. Amen. 2, 3, 4. Amen. Right away. Now, just have a look at figure 29 itself for me. Notice that we need to come down to a lovely E natural, nice and bright on that E natural, please. So the bar before that, before 29, from the A flat upbeat, we have Amen, Yaruda, and we can hear that we change everything into a nice happy C major. To the E natural, okay? So just make sure that that's nice and bright after everything before that. We also want to chase the quavers again, as you can hear, before figure 29, as we come down these scales. So, da do da do 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 do. Da 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 ba do da 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 ba da 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 da. So all of these descending da 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 da. Can you make sure that there's a sense of off we go, you know, I'm chasing these, they're going to be without speeding up. That's the important thing, without speeding up. Okay, what we're going to do is have a little go at this with Sarah. So if you turn back to figure 28, and it's where the alto sings Cum sancto spiritu. So we'll just hear that entry and then you'll be in a minute with your... Okay, here we go. Lovely. At which point we go into our next section, which is really a nice little breather because the notes lengthen out, we get lots of minims, and the dynamic is going to drop to a real magical piano, okay? So really, really soft, please, here, really soft, and a colour that says, oh, okay? Let's have a go from the G. Amen. Here we go. 1. Let's slow this down. So 1, 2. Amen. Sorry. Amen. Off. And that's the end of this section. So it's actually a really lovely section for us because we just sing lots of lovely long notes and it's a little bit softer. Now, there are a couple of things I want you to think about in this section. The first thing is that there are a couple of timing things. So if we look before figure 30, which is where we're just about to reach figure 30, before there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 bars. 13 bars. You see you have this D flat at the end of the bar, which then hangs into the next bar. And so we just want that timing to be right. So I'm going to go from one bar before, from the B flat just before there. And I'm just going to count out loud. So we have 1, 2, 1. So it feels like it just jumps in before the beat. Let's go from that B flat again. So we have 1, 2, 1. And then the next bar, C flat. Which is quite a surprise, that C flat. So just make sure that you've really clocked that on because the previous C you've sung has been a nice C natural. So just make sure that you're ready for that. Now, there are a couple of things I want us to kind of add in. This is before figure 30. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bars before figure 30. We're going to decrescendo even more. So we've already been singing softly, but we're going to come right down so that we can then make a huge crescendo after that to take us back to figure 30. Because at figure 30, you are the stars of the show, because we're going to sing the main melody, forte, cum santo spiritu, which you'll all be experts on by the time we get there. So a big crescendo, please, for 4 bars. And I hate when it just says cresque in tiny letters, so I draw huge hairpins that say, we're going, off we go, huge hairpin. So make sure that that's there. And just before that, we're going to come down so that it's more exciting. We have this poof sort of effect, okay? The next thing I want you to kind of write in across these various pages of long notes is that the vowel is amen. Ah. It needs to be bright and in the mask of the face, okay? What we don't want is, I've said this to the tenors and basses, for it to accidentally become what I call the omnivowel of doom, where you don't really sing a word for ages, so you kind of forget which word you're even singing, and the vowel just becomes from ah to and it just becomes don't know. So I really would like you to make sure that it stays with the word amen, amen, and it's going to be an Italian bright amen, okay? It's really easy in a big long string of notes like this to just become a bit floppy with that vowel, okay? So bear that in mind. So there's plenty of kind of things to think about musically when the notes are less scary. Can we go back to the beginning of this section once more with me? This is from the minims. Amen. Here we go. 1, 2. Amen. 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 again. So I hope you got all of those musical details in. Again, this we're going to need to stagger breathe, because all of these long you're never going to do that in one breath. You'd probably have an oxygen tank on you if you could. So could you make sure that you're just taking a breath at a kind of fairly random time? So we don't really want to do it on bar lines if possible. We want to try and just do it in the middle of a long note where no one's going to notice, and then you come back in. Let's try this with Sarah. So we'll just get just before this section begins, the minims. And here we go. Go. Here we go. Figure 30. Figure 30 is here. It's upon us. Okay, we're just going up to figure 31 for this section, so it's nice and short. We're doing really, really well, and it's so lovely when we get some music that we've already covered back again. So here's figure 30, slowly in 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Cum sancto spiritu in gloria Dei Patris. Amen. 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 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. So loads of repeating patterns again, and lots of material coming back that we already have looked at. So actually, although we think of this Allegro as a super long load of notes, there's lots of repetition, and we can cling on to that. We can really use that to help us rather than worry so much about how many notes there are. So let's just look at the end of this section, 4 bars before figure 31, which is the B flat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Amen, 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 amen. And again, because they're all off beats, because we go 1, amen, amen, amen. Can we show that we're quite excited about that? And every R is going to have a little glottal front, and it's going to be bright and lifted. Amen, amen. Amen, amen. Let's try that from the B flat. 1, 2, 1. Amen, 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 amen. And again. 1, 2, 1. Amen, 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 amen. Should we do that once more? 1, 2, 1. Amen, 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 amen. Great. Now I'm sure lots of the little bits and bobs before that were feeling quite okay because we've done them before, but I want to do it once more slowly before we add Sarah into this. So figure 30. Cum sancto. 1, 2, 3, 4. Cum sancto spiritu in gloria Dei Patris. Sorry, I'll be better. Figure 30 again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Cum sancto spiritu in gloria Dei Patris. Amen. 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 Good stuff, everyone. Now, in fact, I want to carry on because the next section is so short that I think we should put them together now. So let's carry on from figure 31. This is kind of our final hurrah in the Allegro. It takes us to figure 32. And then, do you know what? We're going to be fine towards the end. We're going to be great. So this is figure 31. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. What a wonderful D flat, 2 bars before 32. It's like the cool jazz note, isn't it? You can enjoy that D flat. So actually, lots of that is really quite manageable, isn't it? We're just going up and down those scales. When we get to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 before 32, where we've got Amen, Amen, Amen. It's difficult to know where to breathe. You probably will just need to take some sneaky breaths, but you can breathe 3 before 32 at the end of that men, before your D flat, which you can tank up for and give it your all. Amen. Okay? Oh, gosh. The spaceship has landed. Okay, shall we give this a go from figure 30 now? Figure 30. I'll bring us in just before, so we'll be at the end of the minim section, but we'll come in at figure 30. Here we go. 4 bars, 3 bars, 2 bars. Here we go.
Sancto spiritu in gloria Dei Patris. Amen. Amen. Amen.
Now then, as we continue into our Gloria, luckily we looked at this on Tuesday, so we're doing really, really well. Gloria in excelsis. Let's go straight on your Gloria. Your next entry is 3 and Gloria in excelsis. And then your next entry, in excelsis Deo. And 1, in excelsis Deo. So in excelsis. Now, I'm going to leave those 2 little bits because we did look at those on Tuesday, and I'm going to just hop on to this final section, this Animando. Amen. And we're just going to sing through this slowly now. So this is the Animando. By the way, you might be finding it quite tiring doing this note learning at a slower speed because you end up sitting on quite high notes at a slower speed. So remember that when it comes to going faster, although it's more tiring on the brain perhaps, actually it gets less tiring on the voice when we're speeding this up. So don't worry if you're feeling vocally quite exhausted at the end of this hour. That's kind of fine. Don't worry. I certainly am. And I've got the altos after this. No! Okay, so this is Amen, Amen, Animando. 1, 2. Amen. 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 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Amen. 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 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. Amen. 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 Now the final men, we've crossed that tied quaver off, so we just finish on the bar line. Men off, okay? And notice that I'm singing down the octave. I'm not a soprano, and I will not grace you with my top A. However, it's a really also good way to practice if you are a soprano and you just want to practice the timing, the notes, and you don't want to get as vocally tired sitting up there. So it's a really good thing to do sometimes, to just pop down the octave, learn it there, and then ping up the octave afterwards and think about the vocal production up the octave once you're really happy with the notes and the timings. It can be really stressful singing really high and not being that sure of the notes and the timings as well. So just bear that in mind as a nice practice technique. And what I say to my sopranos in my lovely choirs is that when you're singing really, really high, like Amen, don't worry quite so much about singing, men. If you want to sing a different vowel, like ama, almost like man, I almost don't mind, so don't tell anyone I said that. The important thing is that you just stay open, keep your mouth open and let the sound be resonant, and maybe let the other parts of the choir do a little bit more work on the actual vowel sounds. But what we need to do is kind of modify the vowels so that we feel open and comfortable. And we kind of cheat the word amen. We cheat the real word. It does sound like the word amen, but it's going to be made in a way, not the way that we would normally speak the word amen. Okay? Look, we've just got time-ish. We've probably run over by a couple of minutes to just run this whole thing. And the reason I want to do that is because I want you to notice where there are little cracks in your learning, and then you know which bits to focus on. You probably don't need to look at the beginning of the Cum Sancto Spiritu. You probably need to look at a little bit in the Allegro. So work those gaps, fold down corners of particularly tricky moments, and then we know where we're at for this learning process. Well done, everyone. Let's go back to the beginning, shall we? Let's go back to the beginning. We'll give this a good sing, and then I'll say goodbye, and I'll see you on Tuesday. Here we go. Hold the silence.
Cum Sancto Spiritu in gloria Dei Patris. Cum Sancto Spiritu in gloria Dei Patris. Amen. Amen.
Well, sopranos, seriously well done today. Thank you for working so hard. I know it won't be absolutely perfect yet because, in an hour that's going to be quite difficult to learn all of those notes. But the point really is that this video lives on. So pop back, scroll along to the bits that you need to learn the most, and we will have a recap of this on Tuesday in the tutti. So that will be the tutti track. But if you can just do a little bit of work between now and then, I'm sure you'll feel fantastic on Tuesday and enjoy singing this all together. What a great end. Fantastic. And I will see you on Tuesday. Have a wonderful week. Goodbye, everyone.